Welcome back, everybody. This is the NFA Review channel, and we are going to review a really neat new can on the market today. Before we get to that, just wanted to let you guys know the giveaway on Patreon went over really well. So we gave away a suppressor and a ton of gift cards. The next giveaway is going to be September 5th. We're giving away another suppressor and, as you would guess, more gift cards. So what else has happened last week? I set up a new website, so I'm going to be launching that at the end of today's video, so stay tuned for that. And I will be telling you the official date for Suppress Fest 2018. It's going to be this November. So a lot of cool stuff happening, guys, behind the scenes. So make sure to check out Patreon. That is where I'm giving away all my suppressors from now on, because I just took a 30-day ban on Facebook. I have about 5 days left in the ban for giving away a free suppressor. So moving all the giveaways over to Patreon, where I have a safe environment to do so. But let's go ahead and get down to business. This is the CMMG Defcan 2 Ti QD556. It is a mouthful, but their description base across their product line, once you learn it, it's easy to decipher which can they're talking about for what host and what gun it goes to. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at this. I've already fallen in love with the mounting system. Haven't shot it yet, but really intuitive, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty awesome while we're out there on the range. Let's go ahead and open the box. All right, we have the owner's manual. Set that aside. The Defcan 2 Ti, really clean looking can. The mount would go here. I already removed that, mounted it to the gun, and then the bottom you have some thread locker. I already had some in my garage, so I didn't need it. Set that aside. Getting right down to the specifications. Comes in at an overall length of 7 inches, a diameter of 1.5 inches, and a weight of 13.1 ounces, which is very light. I'll tell you why in just a second. The finish here, really nice. High temperature black Cerakote, evenly distributed. I don't see any imperfections on it, and you can actually see where it was laser welded. Everything's very clean. You can barely see the weld lines on this. I'll have to get some close-up B-roll shots of that. As far as the materials, this is why it's so light. The entire suppressor, save for the blast baffle, is grade 9 titanium, so very light. The blast baffle is Inconel, so it will prevent baffle erosion from that sandblasting effect you get from 5.56, especially on the shorter barrels. So that blast baffle is going to allow this can to be full auto rated down to a 10.5-inch barrel. So 10.5 inch is the minimum rated barrel length for this suppressor. And that does come with a lifetime warranty. Now I wanted to kind of talk on this subject a little bit. When you're out there shopping and you're looking for specifically a suppressor, and you see the words lifetime warranty, you need to ask yourself, oh, that's all fine and dandy, but how long is a company going to be around for? I don't want to drop any names, but there are Goliaths in this market that will come and go because of the market trends, especially in the NFA world. Well, something that I took notice in is this might be the first foray into the market for CMMG for a suppressor, but it's certainly not their first foray into the firearms industry, okay? CMMG's been around a long time. In fact, most of you probably have lower parts kits for your AR-15s out there, stockpiled and in use. They also designed the Banshee line, which we will be reviewing on this channel, tons of parts. So CMMG has a broad spectrum of products that they offer to the market. So anytime you have these spikes and lulls in the market, you know, between elections and legislation that's approved or disapproved, they don't have to rely on just the NFA market to stay afloat. So that's something to think about. I'm pretty sure CMMG is in it for the long haul is what I'm getting at. They're also very quick to answer any questions you might have. I actually contacted them prior to reviewing the suppressor and asked them some more information about it. And I asked them, what was your main engineering goal when you designed this can? What was the main reason? Was it flash suppression, sound suppression, you know, certain ratings as far as endurance testing? And they said their main goal was decibel reduction. So this comes in at an overall reduction of 32 decibels on a 16-inch barrel using military spec ammo. So pretty impressive. The only thing that I want to see is if that higher decibel reduction is going to equate to more back pressure, specifically on a direct impingement gas system. A piston gun, you might not have as many issues. Those of you out there that have been around suppressors for a while know that when you use a piston gun, well, now you're sacrificing some suppression when it vents out the front of that gas block. That is loud. So it's kind of a trade-off if you want the sound here or you want the sound here. So hopefully we don't have a lot of back pressure next to my right ear near the ejection port. Looking in here, the face of the first baffle isn't until right here. So you have a large area of volume. Looks like the mount ends about here once the can's mounted. So hopefully they did think of that. I knew they went through a long design phase with these, and they did use third-party testing. So pretty neat that they trusted somebody else to do it so they didn't have any internal bias when they were testing it. You know, it wasn't a certain engineer's baby, you know. They did third-party testing. Now, I don't know that decibel reading if it was done at the muzzle or the ear. So I'm going to do my best to try to find out, you know, how it sounds in person. You really don't know how something's going to sound until you just go out there and shoot it. That's why I do these shooting events, guys. That's why I do these 2 annual events. The next one's going to be in November. It's suppressed only all day, and that's where you get a real feel for how the can is going to perform. Numbers are great and everything. My videos, I try to do my true audio, get that tonal, you know, audio to match as closely as I can to real life. But until you hear it in person, it's very hard to judge. So another thing that they really targeted on this, besides the reduction, was first round pop, which I was so happy to hear, because first round pop is so annoying, especially when you're trying to show off to your friends, your family. Oh, look at my new suppressor I just got out of jail. And you shoot it, and the first shot is boom! And you're like, oh yeah, it's normal. Boom. You know? Then you have to explain to them about the, you know, first round pop and everything. So, especially with hunting and stuff like that, where you want that first shot to be quiet, well, I was really happy to see that they tried to design all the first round pop out of this suppressor. So that covers the nitty-gritty specifications, guys, but let's get down to the mount. So I told you earlier, I had it mounted. So CMMG was nice enough to send this beautiful 16-inch build that they did. They sell this actual whole rifle on their webpage. Has a really nice, like a bluish slate finish. They said, what color do you want to send? And I'm like, well, don't send black because it's a pain in the butt to photograph, but I'm kind of sick of tan and green. So we decided on this one. So I'll have to shoot some photos of this soon. This is their Mark IV 16-inch tactical guns with M-LOK. Yay, I hate key mod. With a nice 1-in-7 twist stainless steel barrel. And it looks like it's a mid-length gas system. I'm going to have to research that, throw it down below with some title work, because I need to touch up on my tube lengths here. It doesn't look like it's carbine length. But anyway, down to the mount. So the box ships with peel washers, so you can time the flash hider here. I don't like peel washers. I already had a whole basket full of shim kits from other projects, so I used one and just timed the 2 nubs on the bilock to the left and right side of the barrel. Now, looking at the mount, I don't know why you would really need to time this mount, because it's a unidirectional gas venting here on the end. It's a flash hider. It's not a muzzle brake. So one improvement I would suggest to CMMG is to 86 these lower vents. Okay, if you want us to time it with the locks on either side, I would omit the bottom venting like an A2 flash hider. So if you're shooting prone, you don't have any environmental disruption and no dust signature. Yes, you can throw the suppressor on and that would mitigate that, but you know, it's just something to think about. You really don't need the venting on the bottom. So that's the only change that I would do just by looking at it. But I'm not an engineer. Maybe they had a reason for it as far as the suppression inside the can. So there's always that. So to mount it, super simple. Put the can on over the locks. It'll only go on one way. Push down to compress the spring. And I'll just shut up here so you can hear it on the microphone. And then there you go. Just looks like a little over a quarter turn or so. It comes on, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. Super easy, guys. Any of you guys out there that are familiar with the HK 3-lug barrels, same thing. There's just 2 instead of 3, hence the bi-lug designation. So super intuitive to use. I didn't even read the manual. I took it out of the box. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, it has a really good mechanical feel to it, and it mounts very, very solid. I mean, that suppressor is not going anywhere. So, you know, what's nice about this is you don't have to worry about any worn out spring detents or collars or anything like that. It's just to set it and forget it can that hopefully just works well. Looking inside the suppressor, looks like there's plenty of venting and space around the blast chamber. With my experience with the HK MP5 platform, if you don't keep the mounting area inside the piston that allows that lock to lock around these lugs, if you don't keep that clean, sometimes that piston, when you go to mount the can, it'll actually push downward, right, when you compress a spring. And then when the can falls over the locks and you turn it, that piston stays stuck. So it gets gummed up and it stays stuck, and then your suppressor's loose and doesn't really lock on. So it's going to be interesting to see through a long-term evaluation if we have any carbon buildup issues. So hopefully they thought that through with their tolerance stacking and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of give here, not much at all. The can doesn't have any real movement, but you can hear that there is some give at the mount. So maybe they thought that through. I'm gonna do my best to really just throw some lead through this thing after we get our sound angles, profile, muzzle, and downrange, and see if we can get this thing to carbon up. So I don't think it will though. I might bring a full auto lower out and play around with that as well. It depends on my schedule. So, but really neat, really intuitive mount, clean can design, which is nice. You know, sometimes it's nice to have just a clean looking suppressor and nothing with crazy spikes and garbage on it that we really don't need. So kudos to CMMG for keeping it real. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead, load up some magazines, head out to the range, and see what she sounds like. All right, that sounded pretty good. Let's try that again. Got a full mag loaded. God, I love full auto. Gotta love that. pack it up and go home right away if you had a suppressed setup that doesn't overgas the hell out of the gun and your face? Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's burn the paint off this bitch. Getting a little gas in my right eye. So full auto is where it's going to start to catch up to you. Right up here. Yep. Yep. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Well, the Defcan 2 Ti QD556. Again, what a mouthful, but big performer, guys. I was really shocked what they were able to pull off here. Now, we definitely had probably the best setup to do the testing with today. You know, we had the 16-inch barrel with a mid-length gas system, so we didn't have many overgassing issues. There was no first-round pop. Hopefully that translated well to you guys at home. And when I took my ear protection off, I had zero discomfort in my right ear. I mean, my first rifle suppressor I bought was the AAC M4 2000 Mod 08 back, I think I got it in 2008. Okay, and that's when I bought my first 5.56 can. Pretty good performer. The mount is outdated now. Still a decent can for its time. You will get discomfort in your right ear if you shoot all day without ear protection in. So pretty cool that the technology is advancing the way it is. Let's see if I can remove this thing. It's been about half an hour since I moved the truck and regrouped here. So it is a little tighter. All right, we have about 400 rounds through it today. So let's see if that loosens up a little bit more when I remount it. Okay, yep. So as you saw there, once the carbon cooled off in between those full auto mag dumps you just saw, it was a little tough to get off, but now once you work the mount, it is good to go. So my advice is to definitely keep this area free of carbon. You can use a wire brush on there to knock off any chunks. And the piston and mount system in here looks pretty clean. I would just, me personally, when I go home, I'm gonna spray some solvent in there, let it sit and work it a while. That's pretty much all you can do. There is no other way to service this. But since there is a lifetime warranty on this product, if something does happen, I'm sure CMMG will take care of you. But that is cool to see that once I just manipulated it once, everything broke free and it comes on and off just fine. So really love that mount, guys. It was nice not to have to make sure, you know, I'm reading the lock and unlock sign. Okay, I put it on right, because there's a lot of cans out there that if you don't have the collar unlocked when you seat it, and then you go to lock it, you think that it's locked, and then you shoot your can 30 yards downrange because it wasn't mounted properly. So this is pretty much dummy proof. I did get a little gas in my right eye because I do shoot, you know, nose to charging handle on this, and during the full auto mag dumps. Okay, so we did, I think, about halfway through magazine 2, so just about, you know, 40 to 50 rounds in on the full auto dump, I started to get some buildup. So that was kind of expected. I was going to be really shocked if that didn't happen. Anytime you're using a 5.56 aperture on full auto, you're going to get buildup. Now, if this was a 7.62 can, so shooting sub calibers through that suppressor, I doubt we would have got any gas to the face given how low back pressure this can has been all day. So pretty cool balance they found there, because usually if you have a low back pressure can, your muzzle report's going to be louder, but that was not the case today. I actually reviewed the footage here with headphones when I placed the camera 50 yards downrange, and it sounded freaking awesome, especially when I was doing the left and right of the microphone. The berm impact was about, you know, 60 yards away, 65 yards away from impact, and I reviewed it and it sounded really good. So other than the round breaking the sound barrier, really quiet can, really good performer, and this one is not going anywhere. I'm definitely holding on to this one. Glasses are fogging up. It is freaking humid out here, my God. It's like walking through a swimming pool. But it's gonna be a lot cooler in November. More on that in just a second. So if you want to pick one of these up, I think it retails for $824.95 off the top of my head. I know Silencer Shop always does sales. I think it's $7.99 right now, so not too much of a discount, but the benefit with Silencer Shop is you order it and it's at your dealer by the end of the week, because Form 3s are lickety split right now. So that's pretty cool. You can get your hands on this thing rather quick. Optic today was the Romeo 4S. So I harvested this. I stole this from my SIG MPX SBR that was on my safe. I don't really shoot it much. And I was like, hey, that blue color kind of matches. And sure as shit, it is a direct match with this nice slate color. More on the slate color. Really cool, but shows dirt really, really easily. So if you're one of those guys like me who doesn't really particularly clean their gun as soon as they get home, I might want to rethink that color. Other than that, I think it looks pretty cool, especially with the sight on there. No malfunctions today, guys, on either full auto or with their lower on it. So awesome build quality there. Usually I'm used to running into some sort of teething issue on or off camera. So we had roughly 400 rounds fired today with no malfunctions, so that was cool. So it was actually an enjoyable filming experience for me. Awesome. So yeah, if you want to pick one up, check out Silencer Shop. They're pretty cool peeps over there. Another shout out to shootsteel.com for providing the targets, and there will be more targets on the way for my event on September 10th. It's going to be Suppressed Fest. So if you guys want to check it out and RSVP, I am giving away 2 VIP passes, which include event shirts, everything you need, the badging, food vouchers, and extra raffle tickets for U+1. So 2 VIP passes for 1 winner. All you have to do to enter is go sign up with your email address on my new website at suppressedfest.com. So go in there, enter your email address the week or 2 before the event. I'm going to do a live drawing, probably on Facebook or Instagram, and I'm going to choose one of those email addresses, and you're going to win a VIP package. So pretty cool. Why am I collecting your emails, you ask? Well, that's because I just got over a 30-day ban on Facebook, and this way I can protect myself in the future. So for my next shooting event, I will have a full library of people who are actually interested and RSVP'd for the event. So if I can get 1,000 people to sign up with their emails, my next event in April 2019 for the 4th annual NFA review shoot, guess what? I'll shoot you an email. So we don't need to rely on Facebook in case I get kicked off, because they are attacking all the gun pages. So kind of a redundancy plan, so definitely make sure you go on there and sign up, guys. I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to sell your email address. It's just for the shooting events, okay? So pretty much think we covered all the topics today, so make sure to click that like and subscribe button, guys, so you don't miss anything. My next video is going to be the Energetic Armament Vox, a really cool rifle suppressor. See you next time.